But my most important job here today is introduce you to a very important leader and champion against hunger and child nutrition in the state of Florida, and that is my friend and our friend, Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam.
Thank you, Cindy, and I want to thank Walmart for their continued commitment to fighting hunger, and I want to thank all of you for that. As Commissioner of Agriculture, we know that one of our core missions is feeding people, and we live in a society that has become pretty picky, and about 50% of what we grow in this country is not put into the sales supply chain. And yet here in Florida, which is a state that is so abundant and has so much to offer, we've got 3 million neighbors that are going hungry. And so from day one, we've made it a priority to try to take what we're really good at, which is growing food, and get it to people who, for whatever reason, logistics reasons, transportation reasons, cultural reasons, are going hungry. This is FCAT week, right? Any of y'all have kids taking FCAT this week? Me too. I got 4 kids, 3 of them are in FCAT classes. It's a pretty stressful week. But this is like a big breakfast week, because we all know as parents that when they go to school and they have eaten well, they're going to succeed academically. Well, there's a lot of families around Florida that don't have that benefit. And thanks to the leadership, people like Representative Williams and other legislators who are here today, 2 years ago, Florida became the first state in the country to move responsibility for our school nutrition program to agriculture, just as it is at the federal level. And since that time, it continues to be a top priority, not just for 180 days during the school year, but also in the summertime, when those kids who are on free and reduced lunch and depend on that school meal to be their meal are going to need something in the summertime as well. And we're proud to say that we continue to see growth in the number of sponsors who are participating in our summer break spot program. We continue to see tremendous corporate interest led by people like Walmart who get it, whether it's the backpack program. We have a tremendous partnership with a lot of the professional sports teams in Florida who are supporting the summer break spot program and Eat to Compete. And we've also, and this is a full front war. This is not just kids, it's senior centers. The seniors need food. The kids need to have brothers and sisters who may not be school age. They need something at home. And so also working with the Association of Food Banks, we have Farmers Feeding Florida, which is now contributing 18 million pounds of produce to Florida, to the Florida needy. 18 million pounds. Now 3 years ago that was almost zero. And you know what the difference between 0 and 18 million is? It was a truck, and it was a cooler, and it was enough warehouse space to store it. Because in the past, if a tomato packing house called up and said, hey, we'd like to give the food bank some tomatoes, and they'd send 2 little old ladies in a Honda Civic. And what they had was a semi-trailer full of tomatoes. And so the corporate partnerships that said, here's a walk-in cooler, and here's how we can insulate your warehouse, and here's a truck that can actually make it happen. Unlike a lot of the problems that our legislators are wrestling with, and a lot of the problems we all wrestle with in life about how to eradicate hate and keep faith cultures from trying to blow each other up at marathons and kill 8-year-old boys and blow limbs off of tiny little girls. I mean, in terms of rebuilding families, I mean, there's a lot of intractable, really hard, complex problems. But we live in a very productive society. We can solve this one. We can get this one right. With our production capacity as a society, with our logistical know-how, with friends in business, whether it's UPS or FedEx or Walmart, who know how to get routing right and fill trucks and make sure that nobody's going empty, we can solve hunger in Florida with the right people focused on this. And I just want to thank you for your commitment to doing just that. 3 million Floridians are going hungry right now, and that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable for Republicans and Democrats. It's unacceptable from anyone from any faith. We can solve that. Right now in the world, there are 2 debates going on. In America, it's a debate about how we have smaller agriculture and how we get back to our roots and get back to the land. And in the rest of the world, It's a very simple question of how do we feed our people. And you come back to that Chinese proverb that when there is food, there are many problems, and when there's no food, there's only one problem. This is a problem that all of us can solve. Thank you for what you're doing. You know, we're happy to be a part of this effort.